Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this is my 31 days of horror movie reviews. And I just got back from the theaters after seeing Black Phone 2. This is a 2025 film that is once again directed by Scott Derrickson. And man, I remember when the first Black Phone came out and it was like super creepy, super disturbing. A lot of people were talking about it. It got a lot of really good reviews. And then I started to hear that I'm not saying that this got bad reviews. It didn't get bad reviews, but it didn't seem like it was maybe as favorable or as many people talking about it. But I'm glad I saw it for myself because I'm just going to jump right into saying that I enjoyed this movie. I did. I found it creepy. I found it disturbing. I found it still fucked up. Now, sure, if there's anybody that didn't like the movie or didn't think it was as good as the first, I can maybe understand that you don't get as much Ethan Hawke as the Grabber. You don't get as much stuff like that. This seems to be a lot more like psychological and more fucked up and more of these two brother and sister characters from the previous movie who are back and they're older. They're dealing with the events and how much the stuff from the first movie fucked them up. And I think that's what I liked about this the most is seeing how much this fucked up a character like Finney. For example, Finney is played by Mason Thames, who was in the first movie. He's so much older looking now. And you see that, man, he's fucked up, being kidnapped by a potential child, he's called the Grabber. I don't think that name is just because he kidnaps kids. There's a lot of fucked up stuff going on with that character, and the fact that Finney's the only one that survived it, he's really fucked up. And to see him dealing with that while his sister Gwen, played by Madeline McGraw, I really liked her. I remember liking her in the first movie as far as for how young she was. She was such a strong actress, and especially that one scene where she got whipped by her father. Here, she has some really great scenes as well, as far as her acting, as far as her crying and being emotional, trying to deal with the fucked up images and the fucked up dreams that she's having. I really was rooting for her. In fact, I think part of the movie, halfway through, she kind of takes over being the main character in a lot of ways. There's another character, Ernesto, played by Miguel Mora, who is clearly just here because he's trying to get with Gwen. Like everything, he's the only one who's not making fun of her for being a weirdo or being a witch like all the other kids. Yeah, he's definitely into her, and he's like, I can't tell if he actually thinks it's cool or if he's just like, yeah, I like her, so I'm just gonna say that all of that's cool. But I liked the setting of this movie probably the most. I really like the characters and whatnot, but the setting of this being at this like winter camp was really fucked up just from an imagery standpoint. The snow really added to it. The idea that wherever the Grabber is, because mind you, the Grabber died. He was killed at the end of the last movie. So, like, how is he back? And the way that they bring him back actually, for me, made a lot of sense. I have seen other people comparing it to A Nightmare on Elm Street, comparing it to Freddy Krueger, and maybe in that case, they are downplaying or maybe not giving the movie enough credit for how I thought they handled some of the supernatural aspects or some of the ways to go about dealing with this Grabber character, but I thought it was effective. I thought it worked. Yes, sure, absolutely. I felt Nightmare on Elm Street vibes 100%. But I don't think that if you can do it in a cool and semi-different way, I was down with it. I was okay with it. And also the dream sequences that Gwen was having of the other previous kids that were murdered by the Grabber, like those scenes were fucked up. It gave me vibes of that movie Sinister, because it was shot in a way where it looked super like choppy and grainy and looked like old, almost VHS footage, which was how the footage in Sinister of what happened with those kids was shot. And so I definitely got those vibes here as well. I thought it was disturbing. I thought it was fucked up. Maybe some people don't think it's as fucked up as the first one. The first one was definitely strong and effective, and I think a lot of it had to do with we didn't expect what that movie was. It sort of caught us by surprise over how cool and fucked up it was. Where this, you have expectations, but for me, it was met. 2025 has been one of the stronger years for horror, and I feel like this is just another one to add to the list. I was creeped out for the majority of this film. It didn't have to be the scariest thing I saw this year or the most fucked up thing ever. It just was a constant level of disturbing. It was the same level of creep factor the entire way through. And the movie was close to 2 hours, but honestly, I didn't feel the length. I was fully engaged, fully invested, and I was definitely into Black Phone 2. I would give this, fuck it, a full price. I'm trying to justify and give myself a reason to give it anything less. But, why? I don't have a lot of negative things at all to say about this movie. I thought Ethan Hawke was creepy as fuck. Even more evil and more fucked up than he was the first time around. And it actually makes sense why. Let me know in the comments below if you too saw The Black Phone 2. What did you think of it? Did you like it as well? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later! Souls taken over by a devilish path. You got me walking on broken glass. Kicking down the door with a Jason mask. With a deck don't machete, but you motherfuckers know it's heavy. Anytime you're ready, you can get you with a Bowie. Setting up to blow me, but the bitch don't know me. Who's going? I'm going, you know. I know that the man in the mirror is my next rival. Time goes and I never felt it moving so fast. Staring at the world from the end of my glass. Turned into a dark place, severed my brain. I done dropped out of class, but I